You always play at riddles?
You're his manager and you saw Dumbo losing.
He's a better man than the champ ever was.
You saw him drop his guard?
Dumbo had his back to me when it happened.
Well, he dropped his guard because he was hit with a pellet from an air pistol. The champ took advantage and you lost the title.
How do you know all this?
Force of habit. I'm Steve Strong. I've got a detective agency.
At prize fights?
I got a secretary. She likes prize fights, too. She's waiting in my car.
You had a secretary.
So you get Dumbo into the back of Carol Danvers' car, and she drops you off at Sandra's place. You pick up your car where Sandra left it and drive on home. You figure Sandra needs time to cool down. You go to your apartment. Then the world comes down on the back of your neck. You know me, Steve Strong. You call me that strong guy, but this night, you got your money on another strong guy, Dumbo Willis, challenger for the world's heavyweight boxing title. You're sitting with Sandra, 14 rows back from the ringside. She's enjoying the fight, and so are you. You know Dumbo's a certainty, but he can't be beaten. You know he's come up from nowhere with 23 straight wins, each won by a knockout. You know the champ's good, but not that good. That's why you open your eyes when Dumbo suddenly drops his guard by a mile and the champ flashes a right to the jaw. It's a blow straight from the hind legs of a mule, and you watch Dumbo go down to 10.
I thought you said Dumbo was a certainty champ.
It was a certainty, all right. You know he was a certainty beaten. You watch the referee count 10, and the crowd go wild. You watch them pack up and leave, but you don't move. You sit there and wonder why Dumbo dropped his guard so quick.
You can kiss you $10 to buy, Steve. One for every second the ref counted.
Yeah. But you saw the way Dumbo dropped his guard.
I saw nothing. It all happened so fast. Teo always does.
The newsreel cameras would have picked it up.
You missed your $10 that much?
No, it's the principle behind it all. I play the game straight in my corner. I'd like to see others play their game the same way.
And then it's the newsreels when they show them.
So it's like I said.
Oh, well, the crowd aren't kicking any. I think it's a clean fight. So clean, they've nearly all gone.
Something smells about this fight, and it isn't the smell of leather gloves.
Well, do we sit here all night, or do we try for empty peanut bags and bottles?
That's why I waited.
Oh, Steve, you didn't tell me our finances are so low. I could spare you a loan.
Now, we'll have the crowd to clear out. Now, come on.
Where are we going? The exit's this way.
We're going ringside. You wade through the empty peanut bags, stale hot dogs, and empty bottles. You get to the ring where giants fight for a year or two of glory. And for some, no glory at all, just forgotten headlines. You don't know why you're standing outside the ropes looking at the square of canvas they like to call a ring, but you're there. And while you're there, your eyes look for something, anything. And your brain searches in sequence with your eyes, seeking an answer to the problem. The question of how a better man can lose and still play fair. And then you see it. He climbs with the ropes and pick it up.
In this corner, we have Minzimo, the only man knocked out by a $10 bill.
You come back to Sandra and produce the answer.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
It's a round ball of shot like the kids use in air guns. Or someone can fire them from an air pistol from even a few rows back with good effect.
You mean that's why Dumbo dropped his guard?
But nothing else. Whoever did it aimed low. Sharp sting at the right moment. Dumbo drops his guard, and the moon hits him in the face. And he sits it out while birdies sing. And the tune is to the count of 10.
Well, what are you going to do? Ask for your $10 back?
$10, yeah. You make a small bet with a neighbor. You do it for fun. There's a party in this game who played it for plenty. You look at the midget ball of shot and figure it's worth 1,000 times its weight in dollars. Dollars with the smell of a crooked setup clinging to the printer's ink.
Do we get to see a cup of coffee tonight?
You walk back through the rows of empty seats, gaping like broken teeth in a giant's laughing mouth, and the laugh's on you. And a million other people like you who wanted Dumbo to win.
The car park's almost deserted already.
Yeah. You can get the lights out. Oh, well. Where do you want your coffee? Your place or my place? Cafe? When do you get round to trusting me?
You're a nice guy, Steve. I want to keep you that way.
Sometimes I think you...
Steve, look.
You follow the line of Sandra's scarlet-tipped finger and see a group of men fighting. You swing the car towards them, and the headlamps cut across the darkness and paint a moving picture of shadows against the stadium wall.
6 against 1. Steve, you'll get killed.
You see, it could be that way. You wrench the car door open and plunge your shadow into the moving picture. You almost make the asphalt ringside when a hand reaches from the darkness and you start to swing, but you stop your fist in midair.
You always hit a lady?
The twilight of the headlamps pick jet black hair and Grecian profile.
Men don't hit ladies.
Only when they come from nowhere. Now, let go my arm.
It's not your fight.
I can make it mine and have the odds.
Now, that makes 3 to 1. You might still get hurt.
I don't go hitting ladies. Let go my arm or I'll begin from now.
How do I know you won't make it 7 to 1?
You don't.
I wouldn't if I were you. Dumbo might fill your jaw with glass.
Dumbo? You take another look and see the face of the one with his back to the wall. It's like she said, Dumbo Willis. But this time he's making a prize fight look like a ping-pong match on ladies' night. 4 men are lying at his feet, and he's still swinging at the other 2. And all the time they fight in silence. You stand and watch the nightmare become a reality. Another man slips down slowly to hug the pavement, and still no cry. Only the sound of knuckles meeting flesh and the wheezing of air-hungry lungs.
Only 1 to go.
You watch the pantomime and figure you're getting value on your $10 bet. When the unexpected happens, the remaining Dumbo victim steps back from Dumbo's hammers and pulls a blackjack. You jump in, but too late. Dumbo goes down. The stranger turns, and your knuckles break a lovely friendship with his open mouth. Another with your left, and he makes the last act of Othello on the pavement.
You can really use your fist.
Yeah. Pity Dumbo didn't get a chance to put up a show like that an hour ago.
He had the chance, but he muffed it.
That's what the papers will say tomorrow.
It's the way it looks to me.
You like prize fights so much. You watch them in parking lots, too.
I'm with Dumbo.
You stopped me.
I said you could have made it 7 to 1.
But you didn't mean it.
You're right. I didn't.
You always like to see your boyfriends get beat up?
He deserved a beating after the fight he put on inside.
Oh.
I'm Dumbo's manager.
You're Carol Danvers?
Surprise?
I read the papers, but I figured Carol Danvers was a man.
Oh, you're not disappointed, are you? Or do I look like a man to you?
No, Miss Danvers, I'd say...
Carol.
All right, Carol. And now we're acquainted. I got a present for you.
Oh, what's this?
A very precious ball of metal. Probably brought someone at least $100,000.
You always play at riddles.
You're his manager, and you saw Dumbo losing.
He's a better man than the chant ever was.
You saw him drop his guard.
Dumbo had his back to me when it happened.
Well, he dropped his guard because he was hit with a pellet from an air pistol. The champ took advantage, and you lost the title.
How do you know all this?
Force of habit. I'm Steve Strong. I run a detective agency.
At prize fights?
I got a secretary. She likes prize fights, too. She's waiting in my car.
You had a secretary.
So you get Dumbo into the back of Carol Danvers' car, and she drops you off at Sandra's place. You pick up your car where Sandra left it and drive on home. You figure Sandra needs time to cool down. You go to your apartment. Then the world comes down on the back of your neck. Your arms play the air wildly, and as you go down, the room does a whirligig and dances into a big black hole. You feel yourself falling. Then you hit bottom, and it's like hitting a wall of ice water. You struggle up to the surface, and the room starts coming back. But there's a lot of pain coming back with it. You see a face coming towards you, and you start to swing.
Hold it, mister, hold it.
You look at the face, and it's got canvas and ringside written all over it.
You was that cold when I came in. I got your jug of ice water from the refrigerator and threw it on your face.
He throws ice water, so you throw questions and catch the answers. He tells you his name's Shank Peters and is Dumbo's trainer. He tells you more. He tells you how he figured the setup would happen. But before the fight, he had no proof. He wants to tell you more, but right now you've got a hammer beating a tattoo inside your head, so you show him the door. But on the way, he tells you about Dumbo being crazy in love with Carol Danvers. But she's not crazy back.
And what's more, I can tell you...
In the morning.
But wait!
In the morning. You're getting ready for bed when the doorbell starts another crazy dance. You figure it's Peter's comeback and you open the door. But you find yourself looking at 6'2" of a green tweed suit on the wrong end of a snub-nosed .45.
This says I can come in.
You got no calling card?
I left it before, but you went out.
I should move my office here. Seems I do more business here.
My business won't take long.
Then do I get to sleep? Without your persuader?
Depends on your answer.
You give me the question.
It's no question. It's an order.
Who gives it? You?
If guns don't scare you, maybe the name of Ben Gaffer will.
Try again. I'm still not shaking.
Getting late for joke.
Well, let's not both work overtime.
I'll give it to you simple.
You know another way?
You won't be so smart for long, Strong.
So you know me?
Yeah. And I'm dropping a hint. You got friends who want to keep knowing you, so keep away from the Dumbo fight setup.
So it was a setup. And I thought it was a kid shooting shot through a pea shooter just for the heck of it.
I'm giving you only one reason, Strong. Follow up, and you run into your own tombstone.
You go to a prize fight, but the fight proves a setup. A setup for a guy called Ben Gaffer. A setup to net him a cool $100,000 and maybe more. You don't know who Ben Gaffer is or what he looks like. You only know he's got a henchman with a green tweed suit and a heavy .45 pea shooter. They tell you to lay off the queries, but your nose is like a honey bear's paws in springtime. And you let Gaffer's henchman go home with a lump of doubt hanging under his green felt hat. You try once more to make your bedroom, but fate throws another finger at the doorbell. You push the Sandman out of your eyes and fumble for the door handle. And you're looking into a pair of deep violet eyes that don't seem to know the hour is almost morning. And with her comes the fragrance of roses in springtime.
You always greet your lady friends in bare feet and pajamas?
My friends sleep nights.
But you'll invite me in.
You always make business calls this late.
Who said it's business?
I'm making it business.
And Mother used to tell me men had blood in their veins.
My veins work a 16-hour shift. For 8, they sleep.
Oh, they don't sleep with me young.
They do tonight.
Steve, I need your help.
You don't look like you need any help.
Oh, please, Steve. This brittle front of mine's only pencil. I need your protection, and I need it bad.
Well, what's wrong with Dumbo? He can throw 280 pounds of muscle.
Well, that's all he's got, muscle. What I need is muscle and brains.
You figure I got both?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't, Steve.
And who do I protect you from?
The black ball syndicate.
Mm-hmm. And how about Ben Gaffer?
Ben Gaffer?
He sent a thing with a green suit and a .45 to warn me off.
And you're going to?
That only makes me stay.
Oh, that's why I came to you. I knew you were the type to follow through.
You know this guy, Ben Gaffer?
No. But he sent his man Longshore to try and make a deal with us to pull a fight.
And you said?
I said plenty at the time. I was so sure we'd win, but now... Steve, I'm really scared.
Hey. Mess up my gown.
It's not just for me I'm scared. I'm thinking of Dumbo, too. He's so helpless. And if anything should happen to me...
What can happen?
They sent me a note.
Who did?
It wasn't signed, but it said... Oh, Steve, they're threatened to kill me.
The head doesn't come up to your shoulders. So you tilt a chin up and see the shadow of a tear on a cheek. And you feel warm lips calling scarlet invitation. You feel an unknown force pulling your lips to hers.
You'll help us then?
Through the haze of roses, your brain takes note. She's thinking of Dumbo, too. Maybe she's not the brittle type you thought she was at first. Maybe that hardness is just a brittle shell. And what you're looking at right now is the real Carol Danvers.
Dumbo's so helpless. And, well, I feel responsible since I got him into all this mess.
Well, he's got Shank Peters with him.
You know Shank?
He came tonight.
Did he say why he came?
No, I didn't. I was too tired to listen.
Oh.
Why? What's wrong with Peters?
It's just that... Well, lately he's been acting strangely, that's all.
I'll have a chat with him in the morning. It'll make you happier.
Would you?
You get up in the morning and make Shank Peters' gym by 8:30. You make the gym all right, but not in time. You figure Peters has been dead 2 hours. Dead with a small round hole in his temple. A hole small enough to come from a slug they use in high-velocity air pistols. You call the Homicide and talk to Captain Jim Daley. You play ball and tell him all you know. Then you head to your office.
You're late, Mr. Strong.
So I see, Mr. Longshore.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't break in. That's not my line of business.
What is your business?
I kill people.
With air pistols?
Well, I use a 45 for killing. It makes for more all-round, more certain, more noise, more kick.
Uh-huh. And as you say, you didn't break in. Well, how did you get in?
Well, your secretary's been and gone. She came to collect her office compact and rude, said to tell you she'll meet you in Hades.
It happens often.
You like her, huh?
You came for a reason. Get to it.
Okay. I just called to tell you nicely to lay off the fight setup for sure.
You said that last night.
But today is different. We got a better reason. Her name's Carol Danvers. She's a candidate for a marble slab if your nose keeps getting sticky.
You let the green suit go. You go looking for Dumbo. You figure they'll take him next, and you hope he's got some gray stuff besides bone between the ears.
No one does that to Dumbo scare.
He takes it the way you want him to, with plenty of fight. But you soon find out that's all he's got, just a lot of fight. And figuring, not a drop. Between the ears, he's all bone.
Just let me get my hands on Longshore. Yeah, just let me.
You know where Ben Gaffer hides out?
No, I don't know Gaffer. But Longshore, he's...
You know where he hides out?
No,
Well?
No. No, I don't know Gaffer. But Longshore, he's...
You know where he hides out?
No,
Well?
No, I thought I remembered something, but I forgot it.
Listen, bird brain, and that's not throwing flattery to the birds. If you don't remember, we got a couple of thousand cafes and dive joints to cover. Longshore's got to eat, and I figure he's no hand at cooking his own meal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got it now.
You got what?
Yeah, I remember now. A long time back, soon after I got my first KO, working the big time with Sandra.
Now, forget the history.
Yeah, well, we went to a dine and dance joint, Crosstown in Clearview. Longshore was there. Yeah, he runs the joint for this Ben Gaffer guy.
You tuck your impatience under your belt and get out of Clearview. You find the joint, it's closed and boarded up. You work a hunch, and it figures an ideal hideout for a kidnapping.
This is the joint, all right?
You look at the heavy boards across the door, and you start back to your car to get a lever when Dumbo saves you the trouble.
This won't take but 1 minute.
You watch Dumbo do his stuff, and inside the shade of a splinter, he's got the doorway clear.
Joint looks empty.
Dumbo was right. You find nothing. Nothing but a back room and what looks like a hurried exit and a smoldering cigarette. A cigarette wearing a coat of lipstick on one end. There's a back door and it's open. Shows you a beeline for the moon. You know you might as well aim as high as go chasing that way now.
Well, we gotta do something, Steve. We gotta do something.
You don't need any urging from Dumbo. You know, this move of yours could mean the curtain of death being pulled over Carol Danvers. You know what you've got to do, and you do it fast.
Where are we going?
We want Ben Gaffer.
Yeah, I know, but we
got
can't.
no time for buts. One crowd who'd know where Ben Gaffer lives, and that's his opposition, the Blackball Syndicate. Get there, but fast. At first, the boys have got no roses to throw. Then you tell them who stole gravy in the fight setup, You have them playing with you fine, but they don't know where Ben Gaffer lives. You figure it's a dead end. Then one bright boy remembers Longshore drinks an import brand of scotch sold in one store only. He tells you more, and 20 minutes later you find yourself getting answers from a drugstore off James Square. They don't know the address, but they do know Longshore. And they also know he comes in every day about this time. You park your car on the other side and wait. And the wait is short. And you find yourself tailing Longshore to a single front house in Danville Street.
Let me take you now, huh?
You don't want Dumbo gumming up the works with only muscle, so you send him to a call box to ring for Jim Daley of Homicide. You try the door on number 22.
Just keep them high, Strong. You thought you'd never get here. That's right. I just keep walking.
You can afford $100 carpets now, Longshore.
200 pounds. Now open that door. This time it's curtains, Strong guy. In you go. Ben Gaffer wants to see you.
Hello, Steve.
The Black Widow herself. Ben Gaffer, alias Carol Danvers.
You're not surprised?
It adds up.
Oh, Steve, you're disappointed.
Yeah. For once I believe the look in a girl's eyes. How wrong can a guy be?
Sorry, Steve.
There's no tears this side. Not since Shank Peters is dead.
He had to die. He was suspicious.
You gotta get a man close range with an air pistol to get that slug to break through the brain. If he had any suspicions, he'd never have let you get so close.
The stairs are still hanging on the money side.
Heavy enough to cover a double cross on Dumbo?
Dumbo's not on my conscience, Steve. You ready?
Will I be on your conscience? Or will you get Greenfoot here to do it?
No, I do it myself. And you won't be on my conscience. Sorry, Steve.
Get in time, Dumbo.
Stay where you are, Strong. You too, Dumbo.
Carol. Carol, you all right?
Get back, Dumbo.
You're walking away from me, Carol.
She means it, Dumbo. That's a real gun she's waving.
That's it. Carol.
Dumbo. Dumbo, don't...
I want you, Dumbo. Get back. No, Dumbo.
Carol, you got me. I loved you, and you shot me.
My gun, Oh, Dumbo,
You love me, Carol. Love me now. And you shot me.
My back.
I gotta kiss you. I gotta kiss you. Yeah, you'll never let me kiss you once even.
Dumbo, my back.
I gotta hold you close.
Dumbo.
Carol. Oh, doggone it, Steve, honey. Not now. No, when I...
You watch Love's tangled knot fall to the floor. One, a beautiful white-eyed painted doll just lying there. And Dumbo, simple and trusting, and 280 pounds of man and muscle with a bullet in him, and a broken heart. They take Dumbo to the hospital. They patch him up, and he's home inside a week. But they can't patch up a broken heart. As for the fight game, he's got a new manager now, a guy you know will play it straight. A guy called Steve Strong. And Sandra? Yeah. She's back in there, too, managing the strong guy. Which strong guy? I'll let you figure it out. Well, like I said, I'm a sentimental, a romantic guy. But I got a lot of good friends in and out of the force, and I like to keep them. I also like to help keep law and order in the community. I'll be with you again, but for now, this is Steve Strong, or as I'm more often referred to, that strong guy, signing off.